Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Steins Gate Elite, part 33. It's kind of raining outside, so I'm sorry if you can hear that in the video. I sigh deeply and lift myself off Moika's body. Then I lean back against the wall and stretch my aching limbs. I open Moika's mailbox and search for the D-mail. It feels like looking for a needle in a haystack. It takes about 3 minutes, but I finally find it. The mail was sent on August 4th at 2:37 p.m. and received on July 31st at 10:37 a.m. Just as I suspected, Moika changed her D-mail in the few seconds I had my back turned. All I need to do now is send the cancellation mail.
D メールを送る。準備を頼む。タイマー設定は31日の11時頃に着くように設定を。31日の11時ということは準備 OK。よし、起動してくれ。起動した。ダメだ。なぜ変わらない。また間違い。いや、そんなはずはない。萌香の D メールの内容も確認済みだ。それを否定するメールを送った。
What the hell's wrong this time?
最初の D メールの内容は柳林神社に IBN5100 があると知らせるものだ。今のメールでそれは罠だと否定したんだが、もう一度別の文面で再送を。待った。 D メールの面倒な部分についてはロト6の実験で検証済みでしょ。 D メールを読んだ人間がその通りに行動するかどうかは個人の資質に影響される。桐生って人は神社に IBN5100 があると知らされた。直後にそれを否定するメールが来ても構わず神社へ行ったという推測が導ける。否定するメールを信じなかったか、あるいはクソ真面目に否定されても念のために調べてみたかということか。
I glance at Moika.
厄介ね。神社に調べに行くことにリスクが発生すると伝えても聞いてくれなかったっていうことだから。より強制力の強い文面にするしかない。神社に行くのを禁止させるぐらいの。どうやって？
That's the problem. Is it possible to persuade her with just 36 bytes of text?
例えば、7月30日のお礼と D メールを送り、先に IBN5100 を回収させるという方法は。その日のあんたは IBN5100 に興味があったのか？
When did I start caring about the IBN 5100? I can't remember. Fine, that's out. So how do I convince Moika to listen?
FB だ。
何？
萌香の上司、依存の対象。FB からのメールなら無条件で信じるはず。
その FB とかいう人の携帯持ってるの？
いいや、会ったことさえない。どこにいるかもわからない。
話にならない。
少し時間をくれ。
また待たせるのか？私はずっとラボに泊まり込んでるからいいけど、あんまり無茶しないでね。
So even after prying answers out of Moika, there's still more work to be done. FB's identity. FB's location. Unless I can figure out both, I'll never be able to break out of this world line. I call Moika's name. When she finally looks up, I drop her phone onto her lap.
FB を探すことになった。お前はどういう経緯でラウンダーに？
Honestly, I couldn't care less.
4年前死のうとしてた。何の希望も持てなくて、何もかもが嫌になって。
There's a good thumbnail shot for you guys.
原因は？
特にこれっていうのは、でも小さなことがたくさん積み重なって、もともとこんな性格だし。
家族は？
Moika shakes her head a little.
でも死ぬのを失敗して、そこにメールが「ラウンダー募集」って個人宛てじゃなくて一斉送信の。
Isn't that spam? Do the rounders really recruit like that?
私はどうでもよくなってた。だから気づいたら返信してた。そしたら連絡が来たの、 FB から。それからずっと FB の指示に従ってた。
ずっとこの秋葉に？
3ヶ月前まで名古屋、その前は横浜、その前は。
The Rounder's chief duty is to acquire IBM 5100s. I guess they had her traveling all over Japan, digging up info on retro PCs.
これまでに IBN5100 をいくつ見つけた？
1台も。
No results. It sounds like Stern is spending a lot of effort for not much in return.
お前はこの後どうするつもりだ？ただ絶望に打ちひしがれて予定通り自殺するか？抗おうとは思わないのか？
抗う？
even as I asked the question. I know that for her, rebellion is impossible. This world line has already approved her death. She's in the same situation as Mairi. No matter what she does, she will die.
FB はお前を利用し見捨てた。それを認めろ。その上で FB に対してどうしたいと考えているんだ。
利用されていたとしても、私の居場所そこしかなかったから。初めてだった。生きてきた中で自分が必要とされたこと。 FB が居場所を与えてくれたの。私にその居場所を守るためなら、生きがいを与えてくれた FB を守るためなら何だってする。
お前は救いようのないバカだ。だったら依存したまま死んでいけ。お前の死は確定している。だが俺は世界の思い通りになっていいとは思わない。だから徹底的に抗う。
No matter what, I will save Mairi. Just a little bit more. I can't give up now. It's midnight, and Akiba is practically empty. The silence is eerie. There's no sign of anyone near the coin lockers. Considering the IBN 5100 size, it couldn't fit in the regular sized lockers. She must have put it in one of the 3 large lockers on the right.
使用中。
The bottom locker is still in use. Is the IBN 5100 really inside? I want to check that right this instant. I can't believe I forgot to ask Morika which locker she used. Should I get a crowbar or something to pry the locker open? Let's try it, just to make sure. First, I make a quick visit to the lab. Then I return to the lockers and thrust the pointed tip of the crowbar into the crack of the door. Just as I begin to pry, a shrill siren shatters the night. I look up to see the red lights of a patrol car coming this way. Their timing couldn't be any worse. Wow, how unlucky, dude. I'm stuck in an interrogation room all night, getting preached to by policemen. I conclude that this is another effect of attractor field convergence. No matter what I do, I cannot obtain an IBN 5100 on this world line. That is what fate has decreed. I get the police to call my father, and they finally release me. After my father goes home, I head straight to Morika's apartment. I tried calling her. I took the opportunity to memorize her phone number yesterday, but she wouldn't pick up at all. Before I get there, I sent Daru a mail. Favor to ask. You know the coin lockers in front of Daibiru? I need you to check if the big locker on the lower right is in use. Please, this is very important.
IBN 5100を入れたのは右下のコインロッカーで合っているか？
なぜ？
IBN5100 が入る大きさのロッカーはあそこには3つしかなかった。そのうち一番下のみが使用中。もしお前が一番下に入れたというなら FB はまだ IBN5100 を回収していないことになる。この意味がわかるか？あそこに貼っていれば FB が回収しに来た時に会えるということだ。その発想はなかったか？ラウンダーのくせに冷静さが欠けているぞ、お前。俺は張り込んでみようと思う。お前は？
From Daru. Found it. Checked. The big locker on the lower right is in use. What's this about anyway? Don't make me your errand boy so early in the morning, fool.
会ってどうするの？
FB に携帯を借りる。
That's the best way to prevent Moeka from going to Yanabayashi Shrine.
会えない。会う勇気ない。幻滅される。
お前はとっくに幻滅されているか？最初から期待すらされていなかった。
Just like Daru's mail said, the locker is still occupied when I get there. I look around to make sure there are no patrol cars. I head across the street to Daibiru and begin the stakeout. I wouldn't want the security guard to give me trouble. So hungry. I'd love to go get some food, but I can't take my eyes off the locker. Just then, somebody taps me on the shoulder. FB?
お前、なんでここに？
私も張り込みを。ダメかな？
なぜ心変わりした？お前は FB とのメールだけの関係に居心地の良さを感じていた。その適度な距離感に依存していたはず。なのになぜ今さら一歩を踏み出そうと思った？
このままじゃ FB からの連絡がなくなったら私世界とのつながりが
断絶されるか。
Moeka nods faintly.
孤独に耐えられないくらい弱いのに FB の命令さえあれば容赦なく人も殺せるとはな。典型的な狂信者だよ、お前は。
And her cult leader, FB, abused her weakness before throwing her out like old clothes. It pisses me off.
なんだこれは。もしかして差し入れか？
Moeka nods.
よし、許可する。お前も張り込みを手伝う。
Now we can take turns watching, and will also look less suspicious to passers-by. The night draws on, and still no sign of FB. We nap in 1-hour shifts, but it doesn't help the exhaustion. On top of that, I don't have anyone to talk to. Moeka can't keep conversation going, so there's nothing I can do to stave off boredom. The wait finally ends at just after 1 p.m. on the 13th. Someone comes to open the lower right locker. We watch from behind a pillar.
あいつが FB か。
FB は女性よ。
となると雇われて回収しに来た人間かもしれない。
The man has the key to the locker. Hey, there's my car again. He pays the late fee with 100 yen coins, then removes the cardboard box with the IBM 5100 inside. With a bit of effort, he manages to load the IBM 5100 onto a pushcart and begins walking away.
おうぞ。
I can't say IBM anymore. When the man arrives at Akihabara Station, he leaves the cart next to him and begins reading a magazine. A short while afterward, a second man in a white t-shirt casually walks past him, taking the cart as he goes. The first guy doesn't even look up.
妙だな。
True. What was the purpose of that transfer? Was this just a handoff from a collector to a transporter? Oh dude, he has the tattoo. At any rate, if we keep following the IBN 5100, we should reach FB eventually. We follow the man into the station. I can't help but stare at his tattoo on his neck. Taking care not to be spotted, I continue to observe him. More than 30 minutes pass, and the man hardly moves a muscle. Here, the train sees a sharp increase in passenger traffic.
降りる。
We follow him, but due to our slow reaction, we have to push our way through the boarding passengers. Not wanting to lose him in the crowd, I follow close behind him. But then I stop in my tracks. His suitcase is missing. What?
尾行対策か。
More like a distraction maneuver. They know how to lose a tail. I return to the lab and leap an hour back. I find myself inside the train.
新宿駅で仕掛けてくるぞ。あの男、降りたと見せかけて荷物を別の人間に受け渡す。さっきはまんまと引っかかった。
さっき。
俺は1時間後からタイムリープしてきたんだ。
タイムリープ。
The train arrives at Shinjuku on schedule. That's actually so cool, dude. Like, imagine if you suddenly got memories, like, just now as you're watching this video, like, boom, I know, like, myself from the future told me something. How crazy is that? The doors open and passengers spew out.
やはり。
After that incident, the package swaps couriers like a hot potato, snaking around the tracks that run through Tokyo like a web. Yamanote Line, Meguro Station, Namboku Line, Nagato Station, Yurakucho Line, Ikebukuro Station, Fukutoshin Line, Shinjuku Sanchome Station, Toei Shinjuku Line, Kudanshita Station, Tozai Line, Kayabacho Station. Whenever they give me the slip, I time leap and resume the chase. Finally, the courier and the package get aboard the Hibiya line and return to Akihabara Station, where it all began. I recognize the last courier. He's one of the men who raided the lab with Moika. A car honks its horn. I recognize that vehicle. Morika and I immediately hide. A muscular man hops out of the truck.
Huh?
Oh shit, son. No, it can't be. Why is he here? Does this mean he's connected to FB? To the Rounders? What's going on here? His shop is right below the lab. If he's connected to the enemy. I shiver at the thought. As we continue to watch from a distance, Tennoji takes the suitcase and loads it onto the truck. Then he gets into the truck alone and takes off towards Showadori. I stare after it in disbelief. No way, dude. I time leap several hours to before the first man arrived at the coin lockers. Then I explain the situation to Moika. My plan is to get ahead of the package. After killing some time at Starbucks, we rent a car. I don't have a license, so Moika is driving.
緊張しているのか。肩に力が入りすぎているぞ。運転歴はどれぐらいだ。
ペーパー
ってペーパードライバーということか。勘弁してくれ。事故るなよ。
I was surprised Moika had a license in the first place. Apparently FB told her it would come in handy for her rounder work. Finally, we arrive at Tennoji's house in Okachimachi.
どういうこと？ FB はどこ？
あの家に運び込んだことが何を意味するかだ。一時的な保管場所ということなのか、それとも。
Moika insists that FB is a woman, so maybe it's Tennoji's wife, whom I've never met. I have Moika show me one of FB's mails. I think you made the right call, M4. Honestly, I don't know anyone who works as hard as you do.
M4 というのが私のコードネーム。
Oh yes, we know.
それも FB がつけてくれた。
Moika's a mailing machine. She sent FB nearly 10 mails a day, but FB replied to every single one. You'd have to be a saint to reply to all of those emails. No wonder Moika was so dependent on FB.
今度はここで張り込みだな。
We park a couple of blocks away and watch the video feed. The next day, Tennoji goes to work on his moped like usual. He returns after sunset. There's no sign of his daughter, Nae, or his wife. Something finally happens early Sunday morning. Just before 3 a.m., a white station wagon stops in front of Tennoji's house and a number of men come flooding out.
あれは
Yep, that's definitely them. They're the Rounders who raided the lab with Moika.
今度はどこへ？
I'm interested in Tennoji's story, but the IBN 5100 will lead us to FB. We decide to follow the station wagon. The pursuit ends at Narita International Airport. The 6 men, IBN 5100 in tow, board a plane headed for France, Cern's home country. What does this mean?
天王寺の妻が FB の可能性がある。
It's true. Since there's been no sign of FB this far, she must be an extremely cautious individual, but the evidence suggests only one possibility. On World Line Alpha 1, Morika's men attacked the night that the time leap machine was completed. Their timing was perfect. It makes sense if you assume that the Tennoji is closely linked to FB. He was right downstairs the whole time when we were discussing our plans. FB knew exactly what we were up to. It's from Mayuri. Should I reply? Oh yeah, you can reply whatever you want to this one. Well, you could decide not to answer. Orion. I saw Orion last night. It was really pretty. I hope you were looking up at the same time, because then it would be like if we were close by, even if we were really far away. Stars are romantic when you think of it like that, aren't they? Yeah, I saw it too. First night in a while that I've had time to look at the stars, but I don't think it was Orion. That's a winter constellation. When we get back to Akiba, Morika and I start walking toward Tennoji's house. But on the way, I get an angry call from Kurisu demanding an update, so I decide to take care of that first. Do we have time for this, really?
あんたね、少しは連絡したらどうなの？
ずっと立て込んでいたのだ。
立て込んでたね。
Kurisu glances at Morika.
もしかして心配していたのか？
私じゃないわよ。私は別にあんたがどこで何をしてようが知ったことじゃないけど。ただ、マユリはすごく心配してた。見てて痛々しいぐらいにね。せめてあの子にだけは連絡してあげなさいよ。
Now that she mentions it, it feels like I haven't talked to Mayuri in forever.
すべてはマユリを救うため。敵の正体がもうすぐ分かりそうなんだよ。
というか、敵って彼女は敵じゃないの？
敵だが真実を求めるため協調体制をとっている。
マユリを殺す人なんでしょ？
そうだ。
However, Morika is just a pawn, and one that no longer poses a threat. To save Mayuri, I need to capture the king. Well, that is to say, the king's cell phone.
まあいい。それでこれからどこか行くんでしょ？私もついていく。
正気か？助手よ。
正気だけど助手じゃないから。
危険かもしれないぞ。
え？今日の私は死ぬことになってる？
I've experienced the future, so I know who dies today.
いや、お前は死なない。
Yep, she died in the other timeline though. We know this for a fact.
だったら問題なし。世界から死なないことを保証されたようなものだから。
Right. Kurisu doesn't die today. Neither does Mayuri. The only person who dies today is Kiryu Morika. Today, she kills herself. I've already told Morika her fate. But in spite of that, Morika doesn't seem upset, at least on the surface. She's expressionless as always. The only difference is that she's not checking her phone as often. But Morika's not a strong woman. Beneath that expressionless mask, is she struggling against the fear of death? It's still raining a shit ton here, man. I decide to confront Tennoji directly. I have Kurisu stand guard from afar while Mocha and I go inside. Not that we're planning to break in. We ring the doorbell like honest citizens. Tennoji soon opens the door and invites us into the living room. The divergence meter is sitting in the usual spot. I glance at the numbers.
よく来てくれたな。
It's just after dawn, much too early for guests, but Tennoji welcomes us with a smile.
ずいぶん早起きなんですね、ミスター・ブラウン。
まあな。苗の学校の時間に合わせてるから、基本的に早起きなんだよ。
That sounds like something someone would say if he's single. Single dad?
今夏休み中だが、もう習慣になっちまってる。
He also looks kind of different with that look on his face. There's something off.
お嬢さんはまだ寝ているんですか？
うっせえ！前のこと聞き出してどうするつもりだ。寝込みを襲おうとしたらマジで殺す。
しませんよ。
I'm more interested in his wife. He showed me into his house, but she's nowhere to be found. Is she asleep too? Or could she be hiding somewhere? I'd like to do a thorough search of the house, but of course that's impossible. And then there's what he just said about seeing Na after school. That sounded like something a single father would say. Yeah, exactly. I suspected that FB was Tennoji's wife, but that may have been a mistake. I need answers. But how do I get them? Morika is just staring at the floor. And whether or not Tennoji's wife is FB, I don't think this man will fall for any tricks.
数時間前、この家の前に6人の男が集まり、とあるものを持ってフランスに渡った。そのことについて当然ご存知ですね。
それが
IBN5100。あなたは知っているはずだ。
幻のレトロ PC だろう。
Tennoji seems like a completely different person today. Yeah, exactly what I'm thinking. His smug face is telling shit.
あなたは何者だ？運び屋か？それともラウンダーか？
おめえは裏切ったのか？ M4。
Uh-oh. It has to be him. He knows the code name, dude. M4 is Muika's code name. Something only FB should know.
もしかして FB
フェルディナント・ブラウンって知ってるか？
Oh my god. The creator of the brown tube did. It was there right in front of us. FB. Brown work tube shop, man. Moika and I look at each other, confused by the sudden change of topic.
おいおい、ブラウン管を発明したノーベル物理学賞の偉人だぞ。
Tennoji has a thing for brown tubes. I know that. But what does that have to do with anything?
フェルディナント・ブラウン。頭文字は？
FB
そういうことだ。
Dude, it's raining so bad right now. Oh man, we're in some shit. Tennoji asked if we could talk elsewhere, so we left his house. I imagine he didn't want Nai overhearing him. Meeting up with Kurisu on the way, we follow him. We walk about 15 minutes to a construction site, and as we enter, Tennoji casually produces a handgun. The motion is so smooth, so natural, that I didn't even recognize it as a gun at first. Its heavy form gives off a chilling black luster. The muzzle is pointed at Morika. Yo, what the fuck did you think was going to happen at the construction site? What is he thinking, pulling a gun on us? Morika and I are unarmed. We didn't plan for this.
一つ聞かせてください。あなたの奥さんは
苗を産んだ時に死んだ。それが
No wonder I've never seen her. She was never there in the first place. Tennoji is FB.
そんな。いやいや。
俺への依存の次は現実逃避か？
We're at an overwhelming disadvantage. I was a fool to believe the direct approach would work. Now, my recklessness is going to get us killed. No, not us. If nothing else, I'll be spared. The world doesn't want me dead today. My survival is guaranteed. Well, as long as the attractor field model holds true. However, Morika has no such protection. I'm back for my dinner break, by the way. She dies today. It doesn't matter how. What am I going to do about it? Nothing. It doesn't matter. My goal is to obtain FB's cell phone and send an email to Morika in the past. That is the reason I'm here.
あなたがラウンダーの一員だったとはな。セルンの犬だったとはな。
犬か。間違っちゃいねえな。
Is this who he really is? Was the gruff but good-hearted storekeeper just an act?
よりによってあなたがラウンダーとは。橋田鈴はあなたにそんなことをさせるために世話をしてやったんじゃない。
なんだよおめえ。鈴さんのこと知ってんのか？だったらもっと早く言ってくれよ。
Tennoji and I haven't spoken about Suzuha on this world line.
だがな、ずいぶん分かったようなこと言うじゃねえか。鈴さんは10年も前に死んだんだ。その当時、岡部は8歳かそこらだろ。なのに鈴さんのことが分かるってのか。
わかるさ。
My anger and frustration overwhelm me.
俺の主観時間では彼女はほんの数週間前までこの時代にいた。
未来を変えるのは君たちにかかってる。私は荷物をこの秋葉原に絶対持ってくるから。そして君たちに責任を持って託すから。お願い、未来を変えてほしい。
It seems so long ago. But in reality, It's only been a couple of days.
あなたのすぐ近くにいたんだよ彼女は。橋田鈴、いや天音鈴葉はセルンと戦うためにこの時代にやってきたタイムトラベラーだ。
日本。
気づかなかったのか FB。 あなたの恩人は2036年からやってきたんだよ。我がラボの一員ダルの娘だ。鈴葉はセルンを恨んでいた。なのにその鈴葉に世話になったあなたはセルンの犬か。これでは鈴葉が浮かばれないぞ。
でたらめ言ってんじゃねえよ。
どうしてこんなことになった。
うるせえな。いろいろあるんだよ。
Complicated. Is that supposed to be an excuse? Flocker note here, live Flocker. As one of my subscribers, N, pointed out in one of the earlier videos, there's actually several pieces of work available talking about Suzuha and, FB's connection and how things went along and what came to be. So if you're interested, there's a manga about that.
本当に FB。
Tennoji sighs and lowers his gun.
ああ、そうだ。
メールは
全部俺が書いた。なぜ女言葉かって？カムフラージュだよ。正体を隠すためのな。ネットでもネカマなんて腐るほどいるだろ。マジな話、大変だったんだぜ M4。メール送りすぎだタコ。おめえのくだらねえ相談に全列してやったんだ。感謝しろ。
そんな FB は私のお母さんみたいな存在で、私は FB のためなら何だって。
そう仕向けたんだよ。おめえみたいなメンヘルは簡単に依存してくれるから操りやすい。
もうやめろ。
なぜ連絡くれなかったの？
連絡？ああ、IBN5100 を手に入れた時点でおめえはもう用済みだからだ。
用済み。
That was obvious. I've been telling her this whole time. Morka has been abandoned.
ダイレクトメールでメンバーを募集するのは機密性の保持の観点からするとザルだけどな。それがラウンダーのやり方だ。そして IBN5100 を見つけたメンバーは任務達成となり口封じされる。例外なく全員だ。
What? What is he saying?
そうすることでセルンと委員会は機密を保持しつつ安い金で俺たちみてえなはみ出し者を利用してるわけだ。
FB。
あいつらにしてみればラウンダーは全員駒さ。悲しいことにな。任務達成はすなわち処分確定。扱いとしては犬っつうより家畜だな。逆らえば 家族が危険にさらされるんだ。大事な娘に手出しさせられねえだろ。
おい、よせ。
すずさんには悪いと思ってるよ。ほんと、なんでこんなことになったんだろうな。
He pulls the trigger. Tennoji's massive body drops to the floor and sprawls out, motionless. He's dead. It's over, and I still don't understand what happened. Would he have killed himself even if we hadn't confronted him? Was his death too the will of fate? Tennoji had completed his mission. Maybe he chose to eliminate himself rather than face Seren's assassins.
バカだ。あなたは。
I bite down hard on my lip.
娘を残して。勝手に死んでるんだよ。
He meant to protect her with his sacrifice, but what is Naya supposed to do now?
しかも、なんで笑いながら死ねるんだよ。
All rounders are expendable, he said. Does that mean FB was just another pawn? Is that how CERN operates? That's insanity. This can't be real. Is Nai still asleep? Blissfully unaware of her father's suicide? How do I explain this to her? Should I run? Again, strictly speaking, my purpose is to obtain FB's phone. Once I send the email and change the world line, all of this will be undone. I don't need to burden myself with unpleasant responsibilities. I could run away, escape like a coward, and no one would ever know.
携帯を探そう。
I need Tennoji's phone. I find Tennoji's phone in his jacket pocket. I'd spent the entire stakeout wondering how I'd get it from him. I was ready to kill him for it if I had to. But to think that he would kill himself. It must have been quite a shock to hear Tennoji's FB's confession. FB told her that she was useless. But in that case, why wasn't Morika killed?
Na, Morika. もしかしたら FB はお前を生かそうとしたのかもしれない。あの人はお前を見捨てたんじゃなくて突き放して生かそうとしたのかも。
It could be, man. Damn, dude. This may just be wishful thinking. We'll never know FB's true intentions. But I want to believe that Tennoji did care for her, that there was a place for Morika somewhere.
岡部、今すぐ D メールを送るべきよ。今を逃すといろいろ面倒なことに巻き込まれるかもしれないから。あんたの目的は マユリを救うことであってセルンへの復讐じゃないでしょ。私たちが作ったタイムリープマシンのせいで犠牲が出るのは気持ちのいいことじゃない。
ああ、そうだな。
But who the fuck used the time leap machine earlier, though? I should send the D-mail and change the world line as soon as I can. When I do, the present will be reconstructed.
ダルはもうラボに来ていると思うか？
電話してみる。
I'll send the same message I tried to send earlier from Moika's phone.
あと5分くらいでラボに着くって。
Stop search. PC unneeded. Stand by.
こんにちは。
An innocent greeting. A child's voice. Familiar. What is she doing here? How did she get here? Why did she come here? The next instant, Moika drops to her knees like a string-cut puppet. An innocent laugh. Hands dyed with blood. Well, that's a face to remember. A cleaver in her hand.
嘘でしょ。
嘘じゃない。
She looks straight at me, her eyes burning with intense hatred.
私は許さない。
The venom in her voice chills me to the bone.
父さんを死に追いやったお前たちを絶対に許さないから。私がこの手で殺してやるまで許さないから。
I'm in shock. I can't move.
岡部倫太郎、お前は15年後に殺す。それまで怯えて待ってなさい。
She did the Naruto walk. Nai tosses the knife away and leaves, laughing all the while. See, this is why you don't trust children. They're fucked up.
今のはなんだ？悪魔か？何かが取り付いていたのか？
My brain screams at my body to move, but it's petrified.
いや、それよりも萌香が。
You know, this scene makes you think all kinds of things, right? Like, it makes you think, like, what if Nai was the one using the time machine and she just kept traveling back and back and back and back and back and back until that final day where Okabe saw it for a moment but didn't know who it was, because the way she's talking to him sounds like she's an adult and she knows what's happening. She knows he will die in 15 years. That's what I like to believe. Moika's clothes are soaked in red. It's blood. Moika has been stabbed.
萌香！
She's my enemy.
しっかりしろ！おい！
She killed Mayuri.
聞こえるか？萌香！
I can't understand her. I can't forgive her.
私 殺したから。
Yes, you did. Countless times. Not on this world line, but on others.
よ、
The will of fate.
ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。私にとっては FB しかいなくて、私にとっての居場所、そこだけ。守るためなら殺す。恨まれて当然。ごめんなさい。
許すよ。
The words come to my lips unbidden.
許す。
Perhaps the words are meaningless. Even if I forgive Moika, Naya will never stop hating us. Nevertheless, though, it may only provide a shred of comfort.
お前を許す。
She is no longer breathing.
岡部、 D メールを送るべきだと思う。もう準備はできてる。
あ、
Moika and FB are gone, but Mairi's fate cannot be avoided. The universe still demands her death.
なあ、クリスティーナ。D メールを送ってダイバージェンスが変わったら萌香はそこで生きていると思うか、それとも死んだままだと思うか。
あんたが言っていたアトラクタフィールド理論で考えるなら、ダイバージェンスが 1% 以上なら生きている確率は高くなる。ごめん、こんな思いやりもクソもない言い方しかできなくて。
いや、いいんだ。
I take one last look at Moika's body lying there. I'm going to make a save here. Oh shit, wrong button. You don't really have to do this. We'll call the episode here, and next time we will be sending the D-mail, and then we'll go back and don't send the D-mail. You know, just for shits and giggles. Okay, so I'll see you guys on the next one. This was a really rough episode. Nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed. We had a lot of things, you know, to wrap our head around. Stay safe out there, you guys. Hope to see you on the next one. El Psy Kongru.